Well, that's a good question, thank you. With the Commons government dismantled, we can now share the benefits of the free market with those who have been excluded. The combined occupation forces are only there to ease this transition. I mean, there has been rumors of a possible weapon, but so far, I'm glad to say, we haven't seen anything of the sort. The common people have welcomed us with open arms. They've denounced their former leaders and have embraced liberty and opportunity.
In the future, the world was
nothing but countryside.
One day, combines came and knew why. Combines were
Lunch
that weren't
had
with ugly faces and sometimes glowing eyes, enslaved people in the city and made them angry and sad.
Cock, you little bastard. Cock, 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 cock.
Henry Freeman really hated
zombie ghost
because they his mom, and Henry Freeman hated it.
If you do not agree to my demands. Too late!
The combine shot her and laughed. Henry Freeman didn't care neither.
Nah, but now you get on with me.
Yeah! And Freeman and the people walked fast like waves and went towards the
fat, bald, fatty, fat.
Explosions like 10 times of the sun went around Henry Freeman.
Our first concern right now is finding the pingers who perpetrated this cowardly
Big
attack.
rocket came down and blew a guy's arm off and legs and head and killed other people too.
My blood!
and they laugh.
All I have are those little men all over the place.
You are surrounded. Prepare to die.
The Demo Man?
Said.
What is this thing? Some kind of weapon?
Put that down. It's a prototype.
Started to throw spiders and at buildings.
Man, why aren't we using it?
It's much too unpredictable. Don't let it overcharge.
What do you mean, overcharge?
It will explode!
Who helped you?
The laugh overed quickly, though, because John Freeman yelled, "Look out, bro!" and pointed up to the top of the sky.
A shiny thing like the combines came from open in the sky, and a guy came out. Henry Freeman, who was
John Freeman's
son,
who was Gordon Freeman's brother.
What? What?
He turned on off the computer.
then moved head real fast up.
No!
I have to kill fast, and bullets too slow. And started killing combines with bare hands. Henry Freeman made the turret guns shoot combines, and bullets cut them in two and half. Henry Freeman kept shooting combines, and the rest of Hummins got closer and closer to buttons to stop it.
Billy Mays!
Bring a spider! Freeman and hit combines in front, but all combines in back shot rockets and machine guns. A rocket hit John Freeman, but he got up and killed more combines. Then a combine went at John Freeman's back and stabbed him, but John Freeman got knee out and stabbed combine in back. President Henry Freeman.
Hello, and thank you all for coming. I take this podium today reluctantly and with a heavy heart.
Gordon Freeman
Was a great American. I was proud to be his friend and proud to be his
brother.
Son,
Yes, he did try to level
the city.
and kill millions of innocent people, but only because he was trying to protect us. And in the end, isn't that what really matters? We owe much to those brave heroes who stood against the forces of
Combines.
like
John Freeman.
who led the free world to victory. Thank you,
Dad.
wherever you are. Fellow citizens, I humbly accept this honor and promise to make you proud.
In the middle of the new city was a statue that said, John Freeman, Saver of Hummins.
Freeman, 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 Freeman. Freeman, 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 Freeman,
Freeman, Freeman, Freeman,
Freeman, Freeman, Freeman, Freeman, Freeman, Freeman, Freeman, Freeman, Freeman, Freeman, Freeman, Freeman, Freeman, Freeman, Freeman, Freeman, Freeman, Freeman, Freeman, Freeman, Freeman, Freeman, Freeman, Freeman, Freeman, Freeman, Freeman, New Freeman, 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 Freeman.
Doomcops! You don't have to rub it in.
Your mother.